Hey guys, it's the Atari 8-Bit Game Hunter. I'm back with you guys after fixing my computer, getting the software re-downloaded back into my computer again, and we're back live with video game finds. I know it's been a couple of months. It's taken me a lot longer than I expected to get everything up and running, but not a problem. I got my computer up, it's good to go. A lot of games this week I found at the flea market in the Meadowlands. Can't wait to show you guys. The first item up, the Light Sixer Atari 2600. Comes complete with 2 stock Atari controllers, a gemstick controller, which was always a good little controller. It wasn't anything special. Regular power adapter, and someplace in this unholy mess that I have with me is a pair of racing pedals that are broken, and that part of it I'll need to replace or fix, or just go to my big box of controllers and be set to go. The system came with a couple of games, including Super Challenge Baseball, Video Olympics, which I also in the bargain bin with the Mattel game. Picked up Decathlon and Pitfall 2. Later on, when I get to the manual section for Pitfall 2, I did get the manual with it. So that whole thing was $20. The dealer that I deal with seems to like to throw me different bargains here and there, and when I get to the Intellivision stuff and a couple other things, I got a lot of stuff thrown in for free or very low discounted. But one of the odd item of the day is a copy of the user guide for the Apple IIc. If you remember a couple of videos ago, I picked up the computer complete in the box, complete with the monitor, I think for like $20. The book cost me $1, and I just will add this to my collection of Apple IIc equipment, and I will enjoy that as that time goes on. This container has all my, most of my Intellivision finds, including in the box sealed unopened Space Armada and Astro Smash. They're shrink wrapped, unopened, and I paid $5 a piece on them. I will never say no to a television game for $5 if it's shrink wrapped, unopened, yada yada yada. Let's see. Some of the games I picked up loose were Bump and Jump, Vectron, Pitfall. This also has the manual. Let's see what else we have here. Lock and Chase. A copy of Tron, Maze of Tron. Snafu. Some of these are faded, but for the most part these are in pretty decent shape. Baseball. Night Stalker, Tron Deadly Discs, Auto Racing. Games keep on going. I got Armor Battle, Poker and Blackjack, Star Strike, a loose copy of Astro Smash, a loose copy of Space Armor. I got a ColecoVision game, a Coleco brand Intellivision game, Carnival. Let's see what else I have in here. Frog Bog for the Intellivision. For the Game Gear, I picked up Space Harrier. For the Sega Master System, Wonder Boy and the Monster Island, Monsterland. And that would be the Intellivision section of my finds today, including a whole bunch of little inserts for the controller to play the different games. The games cost me about $1.25 a piece. Some came with manuals, most came with the inlays, and for $1.25 a piece, I'm not going to pass on those. Get to that at the end. I have a couple of interesting things to show you guys at the end. My Leaning Tower systems over there. Moving along to, real quick, these are the Intellivision manuals that I got. Highlights are Pitfall, got one for Burger Time, Vectron, Tron Deadly Discs, Mazotron, different manuals like that. And like I said, that all came along for $1.25 with the other games and the inlets. From there, I go to my Coleco finds, and I swear I found all this stuff today. I know you see my videos, I find an item here and an item there. Today just happened to be the day where everything just hit the fan for me. Picked up Ladybug, which I heard is a very good game. Another copy of Carnival. I already have a copy, but I think this one's a little bit nicer, so there'll be an upgrade. Blackjack and Poker for the Coleco. A spare copy of Looping, now going to my trade bin. Another Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong Jr., which I don't know what the hell happened to this cartridge, but it's been beat to hell and then some. And someplace in this unholy mess I have here are the manuals for these games. Very, very complete day for gaming, I realized. There's a lot of complete in-the-box games, complete games in general, and it was well worth the money. For my other buddy who I usually shop all the time, I picked up Namco Museum for the GBA. She usually sells me all my Hot Wheels and my Hot Wheel cases and all, but today I was able to pick up a GBA game. All the ColecoVision manuals. So that was a nice little addition to the games that I either already had or just picked up for the first time. One of the guys from Naver, who I see periodically at the flea market, told me he had a spare ColecoVision power supply that he has laying around, that if I was interested to let him know. And sure enough, I picked it up for $15. He said it was guaranteed to work. He goes to Naver. I'm not worried. The guy's good people, so I know I'm going to have a good working Coleco now. I had that tested, my Coleco tested out at the local game store by my house, the Retro store. Not Digital Press, but another one of my hidden ones. And it checked out beautifully except for the connection to the television. But he had ones that worked beautifully and were giving him problems on the same television, so I know it works. And now with my new power supply, I got a working Coleco, and I'm very, my year and a half project of trying to get this thing up and running is finally complete, and now I'm ready to move on to my next project, whatever that might be. Okay, moving right along. My Sega Master finds. And it's a big box full of Sega Master games. I'll start with the loose game, Space Harrier. Now these games are 95% complete in the box with everything. And I'll start off with Rescue Mission, with the manual and the game. Just throw these on the floor as I go along. Ghost House, Sega card. And this comes complete with everything, and it's just right now a giant mess. Afterburner. This too, completing the box with everything. Missile Defense 3D. Once again, complete in the box. Everything's there. Zaxxon 3D. There we go. Another complete in the box. Has everything. Just so much stuff today. Fantasy Zone. Just the cartridge, no manual. Fantasy Zone 2. This one is complete with the game. Alien Syndrome. Complete in the box. And I got these for like $4 or less a piece, so it wasn't bad at all. Spy vs. Spy. The card sleeve wasn't in here, but they always seem to be missing when you buy these type of games. Next up, Ghostbusters. This one is cartridge only. Shinobi, which is complete. Transbot. It is complete with the manual, which is always a plus. Monopoly. Let's see. Maze Hunter 3D. Becoming a giant pile on my floor now. Picked up Rocky. How can you have a game system from the 80s and not have a Rocky game someplace? This one is missing the manual. I think I have a spare one on my back wall, so if that's the case, the spare will end up going out for my resale. Hang On and Safari Hunt combo card. Nice little 2-in-1 with the manual. Picked up in the box complete the Sega 3D glasses for the Sega Master System. I know this is not something you see every day, and I picked this up for $30 complete. I think it retails on eBay for about 50 or 60. My boy threw in for free a Star Master joysticks for the Sega Genesis. And if you watch my Atari 8-bit XCGS demo that I did, I think in the very beginning, I had a similar joystick, all in black, with red buttons. It just looked like they redesigned this about 10 years later and remarketed it for the Sega Genesis. For the Game Gear, it's the adapter for the Sega Master System. The cartridges plug in, like so. Just take the cartridge, plug it in, label facing the Game Gear, plug it in, plug this in your Game Gear, and you can start playing Sega Master games on your Game Gear. Very cool indeed. Picked that up for $4. Let's see. For $2, I ended up picking up the Acclaim wireless control receiver for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It says 3 on it, but actually I paid even less than that when I was all done with it, because I ended up picking up the Namco Museum game for the GBA, and I picked up the Coleco games from the woman, so that all meshed together and it was like $40, and I talked it down to $18. My boy Matt convinced me to pick this PlayStation game up. It's a Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what type of game it is. It looks like it's bootlegged. Definitely looks bootlegged indeed. But on the back of it, up against the little, between the information and the centerpiece, is actually engraved saying Dragon Ball Z, which is the only reason why my friend thinks it's not a bootleg copy, but I don't know how well you can see the label and the design. This thing looks about as bootleg as you can get. And it says on it that it's for NTSC or PAL, rated E for everybody, and then there's a CS, which I have no idea what CS stands for. But it cost me $2, and just to shut my friend up about it not being a bootleg, I picked it up. Moving on, picked up, completing the box, Einstein, which is a 1979 version of the game Simon. It needs to be cleaned up in the battery compartment, but for the most part it's all there. No manual. I think I paid $3 for this. The same guy had this game, Computer Perfection, which has no manual. Oh well, this will tell me what it's all about. And it says it's the ultimate playmate. Probe the memory and discover electronical cues that will light my lights in the proper order. So I guess this is another variation in the late 70s of a numerical version of Simon. I paid $10 for it. Online it goes to about 15. Nothing I'm going to be able to retire on, but it was interesting and whatnot. I also picked up Zaxxon, the board game, complete in the box, $3. Nice and clean. The dust will come right off of it nicely. My boy ended up picking up along the way a Frogger version of a similar type of game called Frogger for I think $2, $2 or $3. And I found that one about 6 or 7 tables later, and I called dibs on it. And that started to spark a whole thing about, are we calling dibs, or are we just going to fight over everything we find? But when I'm pushing a wagon, he's not. It's going to slow me down a little bit and give him an fair advantage. But then I guess I can just run him over with the shopping cart too, and that'll equal out the advantage there. A couple of the freebies that my boy, who I picked up the Sega Master stuff, was throwing with the Atari, was throwing in a couple of extra items. The first one is a little newsletter by Acclaim. This is Volume 1, Number 2, Masters of the Game. And it's kind of cool. These are the things that you would have to call the 800 number on the back of the video games, the catalogs or the manuals. And they would send you different advertisements, things for different games coming out, different controllers, anything that can get the kids interested in buying another game that's Acclaim. On the back of it, I don't know how well you can see, you can order t-shirts. It looks like the player's game tape and a couple of other handhelds at the bottom here. Anything that Acclaim could do to try to make an extra dollars off of the kids buying the video games. And a Nintendo Fun Club newsletter before Nintendo Power with Zelda 2 with Link on the cover. I love these type of things because I always liked Nintendo Power. I sold off my last collection when I bought my Classic, but it shows you different things like the maps, gives you little tips along the way, top 5 games. Like I said, it's almost like a mini Nintendo Power, which just would later spawn into. It has a little section for your high scores. Like I said, I ended up paying $10 for it. It's worth about $10. It was the other Zelda Fun Club magazine that's worth $60, so I took a gamble on it. I broke even, and it's not coming out of my collection anyway, so I'm just going to enjoy it. A couple of odds and ends I picked up over the last couple of weeks. Actually, I picked up a lot of stuff over the last couple of weeks, but some of the items I picked up include this nifty little Game Boy 4-way splitter. Allows you to play 4 players linked up with the cables for the original Game Boy. The paid I think $2 for that at the Unique. Yeah, the Unique down in Union. Not a bad find. This is one of those my secret hiding spot, my secret gaming store, which I haven't told anybody about. I picked up not one, but two Sears Telegames Super Video Arcade. This is Sears' version of the Intellivision. The cartridge is plugged on the side. Comes with its own power card built into the system and a little RCA jack to output to the TV. They both work beautifully. The second one that's going to be up for trade, my boy's interested in. One of the controllers, the number pad is a little funky, so he's going to have to do some cleaning up with that. I picked up a PS2 lately. It cost me $5. Wasn't a big investment. Got 3 controllers with it now. I'm good to go. I'm trying to think. I didn't bring it. I don't think I brought it up yet. I bought a 3DO for $20 at the game store. I picked up my free Super Video Arcades, saying that it doesn't work. Take your chances if you want. It's $20. Take it. Knock yourself out. Sent it off to my boy Matt. He got it up and running beautifully for me. So for $20 I got myself a working 3DO now, which I'm more than thrilled now. Now I gotta go find some games for and I'll be all set. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I'm missing? I picked up a Sega Saturn for $5. Ended up not working and kind of electrically zapped my friend, so I think we're just going to put that one on eBay and try to recoup the $5 and move on. That's about it. It's been kind of up and down for me. Cash a little tight, trying to enjoy myself a little bit. My car just died, so I'm not sure how much gaming I'm going to be buying in the near future, but now that I have my webcam working again and I got my programs working, I hope to be doing more of these videos as time goes on. And even if it's like a short little video, I'll go back to doing the Gaming Moment Back in Time videos. Haven't done those in a while. And now that I'm spread out across many systems and brands and all, I definitely will have something interesting to show everybody as I get a little bit of time. And yeah, that's about it. Boomstick, I got the old Veda system a while ago, and I've been waiting for the right system to come along to mod with it to make something interesting. I think I finally have the right system, and I'm sure you forgot about it, and I'm not sure if you watched my videos, but I forgot all about it, and I got a system recently that I'm going to do a little mod with it and do some interesting things and make into something pretty cool that I think you would appreciate. And I promise you I'll send you a video of this when it's done, and we'll get on that as soon as I finish putting it together. But until then, you guys rock out, game on, enjoy yourselves, be safe out there, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side with the next gaming video. Enjoy.